Ivy Slater, and you're listening to Her Success Story podcast, a show where gutsy businesswomen share their success journey. Hi, it's Ivy Slater. Welcome to this episode of Her Success Story. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the concept of resilience. So resiliency is so important in life. It's important in business. It's important. It refers to that bounce back. How do we bounce back when things aren't going our way? How do we stay motivated and follow through on things? And so often, when we're hit with any kind of challenge, obstacle, we kind of waver or slow down or get pushed over or pushed to the side, and we kind of have to take that deep breath and pick ourselves back up. And that's, important in life, in business. And I look at this as part of the teachings of being resilient or having resilience in you. It's interesting because very often some of our guests will refer to how they have had resilience. We have an interview coming up with an amazing woman named Precious, and she's going to share a little bit of her story and how she has used resilience in motivating her forward. There's always going to be a curveball that comes your way, and we have a choice when that happens. We have a choice whether that curveball is going to stop us, is going to delay us, or if it's going to motivate us forward. And you think about a ball that just bounces, something that comes up and down and up and down. And sometimes when it goes down, to know that it's going to come back up. How can you have that mindset? How do you have that frame of mind, that reference point? That's the concept of truly embracing resilience. So if you think about some of the things that I've been resilient with. So I will tell you, back in the day, long time ago, I had some partners in my printing company. And I knew the partnership was going south. I had some insight, but only myself really knew it. One of the other partners alluded to something, and I knew the second he alluded to it, at some point this was going to go south, and this was going to be probably in a really near future. So I started taking some actions. I started really looking at my own numbers. What were my sales, not just the company's? What was my profitabilities, not just the company's? I got the information I would need so that when I walked in that office one Monday morning and I opened the door and my receptionist, Peggy, was sitting at her desk crying. And my other partner came in from the back and I said, what happened? And I looked over and half the office was cleaned out over the weekend. And in that moment, I knew I would be okay. Versus falling apart, breaking down, and crying myself, I looked at it as the catalyst forward. It was my time to build a business. It was my time to build a business without partners, to be the sole CEO, not the shared owner. And that's was one of my many resilient moments in life. And it's how to see that opportunity is absolutely everywhere, even when faced with a challenge. And there has been many challenges. There's been challenges as a mom. There's been challenges in our family. There's been challenges in businesses. And it's not about the challenge. It's about how do you show up as a resilient person? How do you show up faced with a challenge that you know in your heart of hearts that opportunity is here, that it's sitting with you? That's what this is about. That's what today's program is about. So I want to ask you, what does resiliency mean to you? Take a moment and think about it. How can you be a more resilient person? Kind of keep that bounce in that step, that ball that when it goes down is going to just pop right back up at you. It's not going to die flat. I always like to think about resilience back to Winnie the Pooh. And there was that bouncing character, I don't quite remember its name, but it was this bouncing character, and it used to bounce and bounce and bounce. And I would always know wherever it was just going forward, and it always brought a smile to my face. If there's been some family challenges in our lives, there was that belief that I wasn't in it alone, that I knew as a family, we were going to motivate through things, that there was a light on the other side, that no matter what, we would succeed. What does that look like for you? How do you motivate through things? It's an important thing to stop and think about. When something has stopped you in the past, how do you show up? Has that not worked for you as you think back on it? Then how can you show up differently next time? What could bring you forward? So please share with me in the reviews underneath, share with me on her success story, as well as feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, even Facebook. Let me know how resiliency works for you as a catalyst to move forward, where you've been challenged in being resilient, and how you're ready to move through it. Know that great businesses, great leadership, great careers are built with an attitude of opportunity. And in an attitude of opportunity, which means opportunity is everywhere, that we are resilient people. We will always come through, things will change and shift, and we will see the success on the other side. So thanks for joining me here today at Her Success Story. I'm thrilled that you continue to listen. Let us know what else you want to hear about. We've had dynamic and interesting interviews coming up, some great series coming up this year in 2020. See you on the next one. Thanks for joining me.